How does that work? Okay, so the water just like gets pumped up through here and then just like slowly gets like released on the strings or what?
And welcome to Next to the Lamp.
The heavy hitters, dog.
Yeah, so it's mineral oil and it does get pumped up through there
Oh,
and then
mineral oil. Okay.
yeah, rains down.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, I gotta open it up evidently and check out the pump in it because it'd be making some noise, dude. I have to fix everything in my life right now. My truck is giving me fits. My Subi's giving me
Oh,
fits,
dude,
dude.
that's a song right there. Fix everything in my life.
Yeah.
My truck broke down.
Yeah, my lamp
My
fucking sucks.
Subi doesn't get me around.
Yeah. Let's see. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, what's up, squad? How are you guys? I thank you again for listening, dude. Like my audio down, like so. Make sure you like and subscribe the YouTube channel because Google got rid of it last year, and I'm rebuilding it back from nothing. So I lost all my sponsors, my subs, my views, everything.
Well, we're gonna get them back.
So real terrible stuff. But I thank you guys for listening. You're still doing the audio downloads, you know, Spotify, uh, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. You guys can keep doing that. I appreciate you. But right now we have an amazing guest. I've known him for like 20 years. That's not crazy.
It's a while.
I think I was
Long
like
time.
13 when I met you.
Yeah. I think my siblings were who like you were really,
Yeah, well, yeah.
hanging out with, and I was like the little kid kind of
You were
in the
just like a little
background.
kid.
Yeah.
See, I was 13, so that was 21 years ago.
Fucking A, dude.
So
Wow.
how old were you 21 years ago?
21 years ago, I was like 10.
Yeah.
What am I? I'm almost 32, so I don't know. Basic
So
mathing
yeah.
is hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you were 2 years younger than me, so you were like 12.
Right. Okay. Well, I wasn't that little of a kid then.
Yeah. We didn't talk though.
Okay.
We didn't like
I was mute.
yeah,
I didn't have a voice back then.
for sure. Like that's what I kind of remember about you.
Go on.
No, what is it?
They're caffeine mints.
Oh no,
Like
I just
his
slammed
now.
a Celsius, so like
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I got coffee too. I'm just fucking all out today.
yeah. That's good. That's good. So John is a musician here in town. I've been plucking away at the guitar for quite some time.
Keys.
So like when we reconnected, it was like 2 years ago.
I think it was 3 years ago when I did the Huffer Hideout.
Yeah, we did a graduation party at the Hupper Hideout.
No, I think we were doing the I no, it was the I was there to help. He had passed away.
Oh yeah.
Sean Huffer, I
Mm-hmm.
think. And they were doing a show to like remember him.
Okay.
And so they needed an extra artist
Mm.
um to come help kind of
Yeah.
put that place to bed because they were unsure. I don't actually what is going on with that venue?
Don't know.
Because
I haven't talked to those guys in a while.
I think that was like the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think him passing, like those were the stories I was hearing. I don't know. So if anybody does know about it, don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that much about it to begin with, but like I think we kind of put it to bed. At least I think that's what I was hired to do.
Yeah. So that was like when I started talking to you again, and that's when we exchange information. And like I kind of recognized you, but I really did. I really recognized you when I saw your sister and your brother.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, those guys. The Laux crew.
Oh yeah, dude. We're still out there.
Still doing
there
it.
kicking ass, dude. We're the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Nina helped me quite a bit last year too. So
Oh yeah, dude.
she talked to me on occasion, make sure, she checked in, touch base and all that stuff. And
yeah, she had me running all over town and we yeah.
yeah, last year was crazy, man. Last year was crazy. I was going through it.
You need that though, like if you don't have like if you don't have like a life like that, I think that you just go through life just being like a fucking, happy go lucky I don't think you ever gain any wisdom, you know. I think
Right.
I've been through. Everybody's been through that kind of stuff, and like I think you need the punches. I
Mm-hmm.
think you need somebody to put you almost in your fucking grave to like to
Yeah.
like be the wise old man. Like you know when you're like 80, 70, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want to be like the doofus old man. Like you want to be the wise guy. You want to be the wizard. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like you need that, I think. And when you're in it, it's like fuck. You know,
Yeah. It
you,
sucks.
you know it's the worst. But
Mm-hmm.
dude, when you come out on the other side, dude, I mean, that's what my album's kind of about is shit like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Um. So let's get into that. Like I said, I met you when you were 12.
Mm.
Um. When was it that you like started getting into music?
Oh, dude, I was into music before I even knew. I was. I remember I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember like I was like a baby, and I would ride on this horse. I guess I was. Like I said, this is like these are like memories I don't have, but my parents do.
Okay.
And like I was a baby, and I'd ride on this like one of those like little horses with the springs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're called. And I'd wear the cowboy hat. I was all cowboy when I was a kid, and um my dad, when I would get older, would always sing this song that's like, I'm a cowboy, or something like that. And he would sing it like all the time. And I remember like finally I was like, what? I was like, what are you singing? Like I was, I was like 14, 15 or something. I'm like, what is that? He's like, it's your song. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you like just sing this song. Like you just came up with it when you're like 3, 4, however old. Like before I never would have remembered. And he told me I'd be like riding on the little horse and and then like I get so like when I was little, I was just always kind of just coming up with jingles and stuff, I guess. And then I mean, I always played the piano. Piano is my main instrument. That's like we always had a piano in the house. Played that as much as I could until my parents screamed at me to get off it. And I don't know, man. It's just always been. I've just
You just
always,
musically there,
yeah,
right?
just all like if you know. I guess when I like really started getting into it, was my dad would always play this like greatest hits record in the truck by Elton John.
Okay.
And that's when I was like, I need to like be a musician.
Yeah.
And I was really young, probably 7, 8, when I could have like,
Elton John's an inspiration, man.
oh yeah, dude. I mean, Elton John inspires everybody. Chapel Roan,
Yeah.
she's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, oh, yeah, dude. That is like one of the most requested songs is Pink Pony Club. And I'm like,
Dude, that's the worst part is that's not even like the best.
I
Like,
I was like, oh my God.
the voice on her and the fact that she's so like honest. She's like, yeah, it's just stupid pop. Because people are like, oh, the lyrics are shit, and like, yeah, she knows.
Mm-hmm.
Like she knows the lyrics are dumb. Like she says it all the time. And I
Right.
think that's what's so intriguing about her music is she has like a voice on her that's fucking nuts,
Mm-hmm.
and just like she's honest about it and just having fun. And I think that's what it's all about.
It really is. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with like my music. Like I just need to get all this serious stuff out of the way so I can
Yeah,
be like silly because I'm normally just a silly guy, right?
silly
Like
goose, dude.
yeah, I like making people laugh and stuff.
Mhm.
But as far as like my music is right now, especially like my just straight hip hop tracks, they're
Yeah.
really serious. And like I'm still processing like last year and all that stuff, right?
Right.
And so I want to get past that so I can make more fun type music.
Well, dude, and that's what I like. The biggest life lesson I've ever learned was everybody's always like, I gotta be happy. When am I gonna be happy? Especially like millennials, dude. Like, I gotta
Mm,
be happy. And what I learned is like, no, you don't have to be happy. What you need to do is learn to sit. Emotions are gonna always be there.
right.
So learn to sit in the emotions, learn to work through them, and then when the happiness comes, it's like really great. But know that like that's gonna also fall again. You know what I mean? Like, and not in like a negative way, but like that's true. Like, learn to
Yeah.
sit with like if you're pissed, like just be pissed. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And like let that be let that be what's happening.
Yeah.
Or if you're sad, be sad and just let that be what's happening. Like, and everyone's like, "Oh, I just have to be happy all the time." It's like, no, you don't. That's fucking psycho shit. Like,
Yeah.
sit in your emotions, let them rain down on you, get through it, be done with it. And then when the happiness comes, dude, it's great. But just know it's not always going to be there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
We have emotions for a reason. They were crafted specifically for a reason. Everybody has the same emotions. That's why they're so unique. That's what's great about songwriting. I write a lot of songs about grief. I don't know if you've noticed. If you listen to me, that's like a lot of grief, you know? And so it's like, I think, but everybody goes through that. So it's like,
yeah.
you know, so
Tell the people where they can find you first, just in case they don't make it to the end.
right here in the studio.
Right now, present.
The address is. You can find me everywhere. I'm on and off social. I'll be like when I'm on social, I'm like, "Bat, let's go." I mean, you see video after video, but then I get off. I need a break. But my music, it's everywhere. It's Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Deezer,
Right.
all the places. If you can't find it,
What is it? Like, you say the
it's
name
just
already.
it's just mine. I'm John Laux, dude. We already said. Fuck, do I need an introduction? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you need to spell it and shit. Like,
It's okay. I'm John Laux, JOHN space LAUX. I go by my name. And yeah, you can just look me up. Damn Sunshine is like my most popular song. I say that because there's actually another John Laux that's a musician. Actually, way more popular than me, but not for his solo act, for like the band he was in.
Okay.
He was. Oh, man.
You can find
Okay.
you can find it like in the description below, and those of you that are just audio, go to our YouTube and look in the description for his links, because I can't put links in the description of the audios.
Oh yeah. You'll find me. It'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll find him. And is it his name spelled the same too?
Yeah, he reached out. He's from California. He reached out like when I came out with my first album back in 19 and was like, dude, we should do something together. And
John Locke squared.
yeah, well, he's older than me, so I'm probably the squared.
Well, like if you both did something, that would be the project name.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Luckily, I have pretty unique names. Like the names that I've made
Right.
are just like if you search Malapert Merc
Right.
or Flawed Motif, like I'm the only thing that comes up, thankfully.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough.
PM.
I've been lucky enough that like I think my solo project is far more popular. So like I've been lucky enough that like usually when people search me, they find me. But
Right.
Damn Sunshine is one of my more popular songs. There's a picture with me with a carrot in my mouth. You'll know it's me. If you see like a heavy metal guy with like long hair and he's skinny, not me.
Yeah. Yeah, your profile's a little bit different than that.
Yeah. You'll know.
Yeah, okay. So then when did you play like were you in band or anything in high school or?
Oh yeah. I did band all the way through senior year. That was a disaster in our school system. But I still stuck through it. My siblings were lucky enough they got through it like with a good band director and stuff, and like you know I always wanted that, but our program fell apart, but I stuck with it
because Nina was a flutist, right?
Oh yeah, she plays the only instrument I can't. I can play I cannot play flute.
Well, I mean that's under the assumption you probably can't play piccolo either.
Okay, yeah. She actually played piccolo in college, was her instrument, so she kind of switched over. I mean, she is excellent at it, or used to be. I don't know if she still plays or not.
Yeah, she's a good photographer too.
Yeah, she does photography now, and it's great. She's gonna help me do my music videos.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I do also. But
oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
we'll have to.
Double camera shots.
You'll have to come along. We definitely. The more cameras, the better.
Yeah, dude.
If you can get my ass and my face like at the same time,
that's it. That slaps. I have my part 107 too, so I can do drone videography.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah. We'll talk about that on the side.
Yeah, that's what is under that case there is my drone.
Oh fucking A, dude. The drones are taking over.
Dude, seriously. They're so sweet.
We're gonna stop having sex. The AI is gonna come. Humans are gonna be all dead. Who knows what happens?
Dude, I know that's actually a bit in one of my stand-up like stand-up comedy is like we're gonna get to the point where the girl is gonna like with AI and stuff, where men are dating like AI robots. The girl is gonna be like, he loves me, he loves the bot, he loves me.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be a time. Trust me, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, people won't be around to see it for very much longer if it keeps going. Start having kids, god damn it. Fuck around. All right. Like, okay,
Oh
don't
no, dude,
you should
yeah.
probably get married or whatever, but like start having kids, okay? God.
Nah, I'm not, dude.
You don't need he doesn't want them or whatever, or maybe you do. I don't know, but
I don't have none. I think that's up to you, JT. Like, thanks a lot. Watching my
the
back,
rest
bro.
of you, we need more kids to combat the AI.
Yeah, for real. There's gonna be a point. So what instruments did you play in high school then?
Well, I started with saxophone because the band director at the time, when you started in 6th grade, wouldn't let you play percussion until you had a year of a different instrument. And then second semester, I'd like begged my way into doing percussion.
That's one way to kill a dream, dude.
Yeah.
It's like set standards on it, right?
Well, I think it was fair because I think what he was
Because
trying.
everybody was trying to play drums.
Well, no, well, yeah, I think that, and not only that, I think that was a big part of it. Not only that, I think he was trying to get people to know what reading music was, because like when percussion is just like
X's
rhythm,
and
you
O's,
know.
right?
Yeah, so I think he was trying. Well, not all. When you get deep into percussion, like but like 6th grade percussion, you're. So I think he was trying to like get people to like really learn like music,
Mm-hmm.
and then I convinced him with like piano lessons I had had and stuff to let me be percussion second semester, and he let me do it, and I was percussion ever since. That was school, and my free time, guitar, piano, and those were my piano is my main. Like I love piano.
Dude, piano's so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate it in high school until I started like producing music.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, like I can make anything with a piano, especially a MIDI controller, right? You have
Oh
VSTs for
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same, but like Contact is really close.
Dude. Yeah.
They're crazy on their samples in that library, so it makes it okay. So when you're playing the piano and you're doing like left brain, right brain stuff, when you were learning, did you like, hot cross buns and all that?
No. Um.
Oh,
I I learned through my mom always tried to force me into piano lessons. All my piano teachers hated me because I always like just gave. I learned through ear. I can't sight read. I mean, I can sight read like super basic stuff, but like I can't like sight read Mozart or anything like that. I play Mozart by ear. Everything I learned was like just kind of by ear. Um, and I think that's why I'm such a good songwriter is because I hated playing cover. Like even as I got older and got better, people were like, you should do covers, you should do covers. No, I don't want to. I just never liked covers. I was like, they already did that.
mm-hmm.
That artist already did that. Like even from a young age, I was like, I don't want like I want to create something new. And I think that's what made me such a quick and decent songwriter. Like I can write decent songs quickly, I think.
I hate. This is part of the reason that I started like producing and stuff, because like I'm a DJ, which is like worse than cover artist because
Right.
you're not playing like it live or anything. And I do like wedding DJs stuff, right?
Mm.
Um and like all my royalties get paid to the artist, at least like any of the songs I play.
Mm.
Um but I really like it's very hypocritical of me. And I know this, okay? So don't roast me. Well, I mean roast me, I don't care. But like I really don't like cover artists.
Oh, no one does. Even cover artists don't like cover artists.
Yeah.
I just recently started doing covers on like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff, like just within like the last 4 months, 5 months or whatever. So like,
Mhm.
and people love that and they see that you're talent. So what cover art does is it gets you out there as like somebody who knows what they're doing.
Right.
That's
It gets the attention of people that like those artists to get your original stuff.
well, and if you're good at the cover and you can
Mhm.
give it some uniqueness and like change it a little bit, which is what I try to do with all my covers. I don't have you seen any of my cover videos that I've done? Well, if you watch them, like I try to change them a little bit to like kind of fit my style. And if you can do that and you do it in such a way that's good, I mean, because there's bad cover artists and
Mhm.
there's good cover artists, and I don't know what I am, that's up to the listener. But if you can do it and it's good, then then people see like, okay, this guy can perform, then they're interested in your art.
Right.
But they need to see that you can perform, that you can play, and the like Arthur Gunn from American Idol who did that uh uh I want to know, have you ever seen that guy,
CCR.
or whatever song he did?
Mhm.
He like put his own flair to it, and that song like blew up. And like then people started being more interested in his like
Right.
original art. I don't know how big he is now, but at the time that like his cover that was huge, and it's because he added his own flair to it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I think there's some beauty in that. But once you get that momentum, like ditch that,
Yeah.
or maybe come back to it once in a while. Like Ian Munsick will do that. Like
Mhm.
he kind of started that way, then ditched it and went to his original. And like every once in a while for fun, he'll do a little cover, or something. At
Mhm.
least that's what I see him do, and I think that's cool.
Um, they've been doing this thing in like the DJ community recently where they remix songs like that, like songs that you wouldn't think were like EDMable, right?
Hmm.
Um, and they're like popular songs, and then they just like throw like really heavy dubstep onto it, right?
Oh yeah, well they did
Um,
that with. There's a viral one going around. Anyway, sorry.
yeah. So like that's kind of different, I guess, but still almost in like the cover scene, right? It's like just throwing their own spin on an
Yeah,
original track.
if you want to, okay, there's a difference between cover artists and somebody doing a cover. I think you know what I
Okay.
mean. I think like a cover artist is like somebody who goes out and they play live shows and they play cover songs,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a time and a place for that. But that's not me. I'm not going to do that. And then there's people that are like original artists who like really fall in love with a song and they want to do a cover of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those are like two kind of different things.
I can do Hallelujah. I can play that on the piano and like
Oh,
sing it.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there you go.
But that's just because like I have always liked that song, you
Yeah.
know.
Everybody loves that song. That's a great song. And see, I don't know. Everybody's got to cover that song, I think. You
Right.
know?
You have to. It's like one of the like immediate things. You're like, I can play the piano, hallelujah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I do medleys of like Elton John. I do a medley of Elton John, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Chicago. You saw me do that at
Yeah.
Upper Hideout. And that's fun because like three different songs all like perfectly played together, and it like that like is a crowd pleaser, but it's different, I think.
Hmm.
And I only do one. So
Yeah. Like I said, I'm conflicted because I'm a DJ. So like yeah. But when I'm mixing like EDM, when I do like EDM shows, I'm mixing like two separate songs entirely to make like kind of a new song
oh
with
yeah.
the samples that they have.
Well, and see, I've never done DJ stuff. I mean, I've like DJ'd some weddings like for friends and family and stuff like that, but I've never like actually DJ'd or like
Mhm.
done any of like the EDM. I've never that scene is all you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. You could lie to me about it all day. I wouldn't know. Like I don't know that scene. And I think that scene is really hard if you want to actually be good. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of mediocre people out there, and I think there's a lot of great people out there, and I don't really know if there is an in between because it is such a like special craft. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
And so like I think like I don't know. I don't know that much about that scene, but I think that scene is different than just like a cover band.
Hmm.
Like you might be throwing up, but like DJs, I feel like that'd be tough because like I don't know. I personally think that scene kind of you need to have like popular music already, and then like you said, you can like mix them together and show originality. And like, I think that's just like a completely different thing
Yeah.
than like just a cover band.
Right.
It's like a cover band kind of makes me mad because like, man, you guys are all great musicians. You're proving it right now. Like, why don't you throw a song together? You know what I mean? But songwriting's difficult. And
my ex's dad, okay, he's a hell of a musician. Like he's won national competitions, banjoist, right? Like he's crazy, but he only does covers. And I'm like, why don't you do originals? And he's like, the one original that I made was for my ex-wife, and she broke my heart, and I'm never doing originals again. And I was like, you're a country artist. That like use that.
that's it right there.
Like, what are you talking about?
God damn,
Just
dog.
tell me you're lazy.
That's your train right there. What is it? What, do you want to write it about rainbows, dude? God damn, dog. You got the fucking fuel right there.
Yeah, it was handed to you on a silver platter. You're just wasting it.
That's what songwriting is. That's what I'm saying. It's all about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the like you need the emotion's good. You know, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Like every song that you listen to is not about like being happy. You know, like sometimes, you know, like you listen to like some Motown or whatever. Yeah, those guys, right? But a lot of their songs are soul about being real sad.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah.
I had somebody mad at me recently because they were talking about like not being able to write love songs. And I was like, well, most of the time that happens when it's love lost, right? Like that's when love songs are primarily made.
Oh, you mean like not being able to write a song pro love instead of like heartbreak.
Right.
Right. So pro love songs are hard to write. And when you do write them, I feel like you hold on to them a little bit because you want to present them to the one you love. And then like something goes south and you're like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that one, you like have a great song, but you're like, well, I'm going to wait now and hold off because I don't want to lose this melody or some ideas. And I'll wait for the, you know, I'll wait for my wedding. But, you know, that, the love songs are like pro love songs are like kind of hard to write. I will say. I don't know if they're hard to write. It's hard to get in the mood to write.
Right. And so and she was with her boyfriend at the time. I was like, you just haven't lost the love yet. So when that happens, it inevitably will. It'll happen. You're 21. Like, yeah. I know you guys think forever and ever, but yeah, it's not.
if you guys need a heartbreak song, come to Papa John, because I have too many of them and I need to get rid of some. So like
better music, better lyrics, Papa John.
Yeah. Fuck AI. Like you guys want to, like if you guys going through a breakup, pay me. I'll write you a love song. Don't use AI. Fuck all that.
Cool.
I hate AI, by the way.
I'm
pretty sure we made that clear.
yeah. I caught that vibe. I know. And dude, the crazy thing is like I try to pay artists for like my cover art and stuff, and they just won't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I told you what you need to draw.
Yeah.
Like draw that. And they just won't. So I'm like, all right, I'll just fucking use AI, whatever.
That's why I switched to photography. That's why when you start seeing all my new promotion, it's all photography or video. Like my record album, my new album is a picture of me. Like because I was going through the same problem. You hit somebody up like, hey, will you do this art for me? And they're like, oh yeah, and then they'll like stop hitting you up, or they'll just like will ghost you. And I don't know if they have something better to do. If like I don't know, whatever. They don't do it. It's hard to get somebody to do it, and I don't want to use AI. I did use AI once, and I was like, I don't like this, so I just started doing photography.
Yeah.
And I figured, and then the other thing I thought is when I started doing that, I was like, this is actually kind of cool because then people get used to like seeing me, and that'll be my brand.
Right. I've used photography like the cover for Redneck Limousine, right, is a astrophotography shot that I did of my truck, right? My I'm Killing It EP cover is like the same night, but just like with me in it, you know?
Yeah.
So like I like using photography also. It's just like a lot of my EDM songs, I don't think I can use photography for them because they're all different, right? And they're just weird. But we were talking off camera a little bit about like music business, right?
Right.
And so I was like, okay, let's save it for the pod because the people that listen, like you're a musician, so I assume they want to know more about like music stuff, right?
Right.
So I asked you if you knew what a PRO was, and you said no. Okay, which is like step one is like knowing what a PRO is because they're the ones that protect your music.
Right.
Like a lot of times your streaming service, and this is why I like CD Baby over um
Distro.
DistroKid, is because you pay $10 per single or $10 per album, right? And the $10, either way, either one that you do, they have that YouTube content ID. So if somebody like takes your music and puts it in their video, YouTube will recognize that through your streaming platform and flag it and be like, "Hey."
Oh yeah.
And then they'll ask you if they have a sync and master license, and you don't know what that is, do you?
So that's a separate cost on DistroKid. So DistroKid will do that,
DistroKid will do that,
but it's like a separate cost, I
right?
think.
It's like $10 a year or something like
Yeah.
that. CD Baby, it comes with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely jump more.
So there's
Those
three
three.
separate royalties that you can get. Okay. And this is why ASCAP and BMI are really good for that. Is because you have compositional royalties, which is just like the music, right?
Mhm.
Then you have mechanical royalties, which is like your performance on stage, because venues are supposed to pay you for royalties for the songs you perform.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you like follow a lot of your artists like on Instagram and stuff, but like they'll come out and they'll say, "Hey, what song should I perform on tour?" And then they'll get a list of those songs and
Oh
they'll
yeah.
submit them to the venues so they could get their royalties
Oh
paid
yeah.
for those.
I've seen that. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they primarily do that, right?
Okay.
For one,
And to get engaged.
yeah, and to get engagement, right?
Right.
So then there's sync and master licenses, which are commercials and movies and things like that that use your music, which it kind of that's where the money is, right?
Right.
Because some commercials will pay you $6,000 for having a 30-day stint on their commercial.
Right.
Do you know what like one of the highest songs is?
No.
It's at least twice a year it's used on different vehicle commercials. It's Thunderstruck.
Oh.
AC/DC.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, great song, I guess. But
Yeah. And that's like $150,000 if they want to use that on their commercial.
yeah.
So like they're still getting paid from that, right?
Right.
And so that's where those royalties go into is your ASCAP or your BMI.
That's why you don't see very many AC/DC concerts anymore.
Right. Yeah.
They're
and like
getting paid.
cover bands and stuff, right?
They have been performing quite a bit within like the last 5 years. Really, they did like didn't they do like a big like they did a big show within like the last 5 years, like a Grammys or something.
Aren't most of them dead?
Well, some of them are dead, but they still have a group. They got the guy that does the
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That guy's still alive.
But anyways, so that's what your PRO does. Okay. And then there's another place called Sound Exchange. And there's a couple other companies that do this, but I work with Sound Exchange where you register your music through them also to collect like overseas royalties with all
Okay.
of those because
I have a lot of overseas listeners actually, so
yeah, that's where you can submit your music to get those royalties from those PROs because the United States PROs are separate than like the European PROs, Canadian PROs, so on and so forth.
okay.
So you submit your music through there to make sure that will register your music with those PROs, and then you can collect royalties that way. Because when you do CD Baby, they're only paying you by play. They're not paying you your royalties.
Right.
So once you register those, then you essentially get paid twice.
Okay.
Once for your plays and once for your royalties.
Yeah, I'll have to jump into this.
And if you don't, all your royalties go into this black box that gets like everybody that doesn't have their music registered goes into this black box and then it gets distributed to major like bigger artists throughout the year.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's why you want to register your music.
Okay.
for one. Two, you want to have a record label because you can't be a publisher unless you have an LLC or a record label of some kind.
Right.
So that's why I have my record labels, because they're also the publisher of my music.
Okay.
So when you have a publisher like that, a publishing deal, which is most of the time when artists sign to record labels, they're getting paid publishing deals. So record labels say, here's a $2,000 advance, right? And that advance is supposed to cover your next album with your producers, your mix and masters, your money that you need to survive.
Right.
And then they're saying, okay, well, we're also going to take 80% of your publishing for these songs.
Right.
So that's why owning your masters is so important, because having your own publishing company and getting those royalties for when you do get big is when that money is relevant. And
Right.
so the record label, I mean, there's positives and negatives of that, right? The positives are most of the time they're going to have that advertising money, right? They're going to have that money to throw into Facebook and Instagram ads or billboards or whatever, right? Pay, slick the hands of the people that do like the Billboard 100s or whatever, right?
Right.
So there are, good things about those kinds of things, but being an independent artist now is easier than it's ever been. Yeah, you're fighting through a lot of other independent artists, but if you throw money into that ad space, then
Well, and dude, I think like going off on that, like a little bit of a different topic. I think like a lot of independent artists need to understand that like we're in a like generation now that's fucking amazing. Like you're fighting like we're kind of like it like got to the peak of like the fact that you can like record extremely quality music like in a basement and put it on Spotify and like promote yourself on all these social medias is amazing. And like a lot of people are like, oh, there's all these other people to compete with. It's like, yeah, but you get to compete. Like it used to be like in the 70s, like you could be the greatest band ever, but they would just like silence you. Like
shelf you.
that was like a disgusting that shit was disgusting. Like, like if you could be the best and they're just like they're gonna hold you down because they want this band to do better than you because they're more easily marketed or the people just get along better, whatever. You know what I mean? A lot of gatekeeping and stuff like that.
Right.
And so I think like that is I think musician and then like it was studios were expensive. But now studios are cheap. Um there's basement studios popping up all over the place that have way better quality recording than you could imagine, and you can just upload your stuff through DistroKid or CD Baby or wherever, and like I mean, it's just great. And I think I hear a lot of people complain like, "Oh, I wish the scene was like it was back then." I'm like, "No, you don't. You don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you can be an independent artist and have fun and
Write what you want to write, because
yeah,
labels will tell you what to write because it's hot right now or whatever, right? Like we're following trends, and these trends are saying that we need to write this type of music, and then we need you to write that type of music, or we will shelve you, right?
Right.
And then once you do that, your album's not being bought, so that advance that you got isn't getting paid back. So like it's a whole thing, but
Yeah.
it's doable. Especially like if you do throw money into that ad space. I just don't think the reason that I don't have like more is because, one, it's all word of mouth. Two, I dislike saying this because like I'm supposed to have a better attitude about it, but it's like I don't think I'm ready. You know,
Ready for what?
like I don't think I'm ready to have that kind of attention yet.
Oh, dude, I'm ready.
Yeah.
If guys, if you want to give me attention, I'm an attention whore, dog. I mean, I'm out there just like, let's go.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
Redneck Limousine was the last song that I dropped, which I was like really proud of because the mix and master on it, the sounds I used were there, like all of that stuff, right?
yeah.
So that was like the one that I'm like super proud of. But I'm also like being really vulnerable and stuff, and I just don't like it comes with a with great power comes a great responsibility.
Right. Dude, okay, so I hate using this, but I'm not a fan of Mr. Beast. But one thing he said was like, have you ever heard his analogy about like the cow and the purple cow? Like he says, like in order to make a video go viral, like everybody drives by cows. It's nothing new. That's what most content is. But if you drive by a purple cow, you're gonna be like, holy shit! Like 'cause you don't see a purple cow very often, so
Yeah.
like, you're gonna talk about that, and that's the content that like goes viral. So like, I think like what I've been trying to do with my social media when I have it is like I just like doing like as crazy as stuff that I'm comfortable with, and that has actually been showing pretty good numbers, especially on YouTube. Some of the like TikTok and some of the other things, it doesn't show quite that great of numbers, but like, and I think like that analogy kind of got me to the point where it's like nobody's gonna pay attention to you if you're not doing something interesting,
Right.
and so you have, like you said, you have to be ready
Mm-hmm.
to give up any like people are gonna hate you. I get like the hate comments are the worst, and then you kind of start wanting them. Like if I remember like celebrating my first hate comment, and then I started hating the hate comments, and now I'm back to like these are kind of funny. Like they do dig at you a little bit, but at least I'm doing what hate comments do is it prove what they are is they prove that you're doing something that bothers somebody else because they're not doing it. That's what a
Right.
hate comment is. They see it and they're like, this motherfucker's out there doing what I want to do, and I'm not doing it, so I'm going to make sure he feels like shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what because I mean, I've given the hate comment. Everybody's given a hate comment.
I I haven't.
You've never given one hate comment.
No, dude,
You,
like I saw so
okay.
for
Oh,
example,
you're a
for
better human than me.
for example, right? I'll tell you this. Yesterday they had this event in my hometown, right?
Uh-huh.
And I saw the lineup for it because they do music afterwards.
Uh-huh.
And it was just the same tired ass bands playing the same tired ass music that hasn't changed in the past 5 years. And I'm like I wanted to comment that exact thing I just said was like, this is like get get better, right? Get good.
Right.
Like learn how to book artists and stuff. If you want this to actually be a thing, learn how to do ads for it so you get more than 15 people doing your event, right?
Right.
Like just do better. But I didn't. I was just like, fuck it.
See, and like those hate comments I refrain from where it's like something that's a little more like I'm talking about like you see someone you don't even know and it like just drives you nuts and you're like you just like
I
get on there and like itch just like oh fuck you dude or whatever like,
yeah,
like
I don't do that,
or
man.
I should use two thumbs. I like who clicks on the two
Yeah.
thumbs. Nobody's on a laptop anymore. It's not 2009. Oh, I gotta check Facebook. It's been all day.
Yeah.
Now we're just like I gotta put Facebook down. Isn't that crazy? It's like it used to be like back in the day, you're like, I gotta check Facebook. You hadn't checked it all day. Now it's like, I gotta like disconnect from this. I
Yeah.
think it's wild how that switched. It's like you used to be so excited to check it because you didn't see it all day.
Mhm.
And now it's like you see it all day and you're excited to like put it down.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing of like even like modern dating, right? It's like everybody's
Oh,
in their
God.
pocket, right?
Dude, when did when did finding love and plugging your Instagram become hand in hand? That shit
Right?
is fucked. Like you're like on Hinge or whatever, and it's like, oh, I love ice cream and like hanging out with my friends at. I'm like, what? Like, what? Where did you're just like plugging that shamelessly? Like,
Yeah.
no lead into it, and you're like, yeah, like this fitness. It's like yeah, dude, there's a lot of other assholes that go to the gym I could follow. Like, I thought we were finding love here. What is this? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I know, dude. I know. And it's crazy because like, I get from like a safety standpoint, if you want to like after the conversation's going, like before you meet up, like, plug your Instagram or whatever to be like, this is the type of person that I am.
Right.
But even then, social media is like nobody's showing the worst of themselves on there.
Well, it's because okay, all of these apps were designed by people who design like slot machines.
Mm,
And
the dopamine rush.
it's all dopamine rush. And so Hinge and Tinder and like it doesn't matter, you name it, whichever one it is, it doesn't matter. All these dating apps are designed to give you the same rush as you know, they're designed to give you the same rush as like a slot machine. When you pull a slot machine, like when you pull a slot machine and nothing happens, you're like really down. So like you'll go a day like not getting like anything, and you're just like so bummed out. You're like, oh, I must be ugly or unfunny, or maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I spelled something wrong.
Right.
Then like the next day you'll get like 3 matches or something. All of them will be talking to you, and then like the next day it just dropped, getting ghosted, and then you're like, oh man, I suck again. You know, and that's like
I suck again.
That's like yeah, that's like the slot machine effect, dude. It's the ups and downs, and they're designed by people that have designed slot machines, and that's proven. And so it's just funny that like you're searching for like this soul, you know, to connect with, and you're being like used in like this game of I don't know, but also it's right there.
Yeah.
So it's like it's right there at your fingertips. You don't have to do anything. You can like lay in bed naked, eating Cheetos, swiping on some honeys or whatever, and like you know,
swiping on some honeys. Yeah. So. No, dude, I completely got rid of those because like I'm a more of like an in-person thing, right? Like I can make you laugh in person, and like I'm very personable and like handsome in person, right? My pictures are not. My pictures do not do me justice. They don't do me any favors, right? So like I'm aware of this, okay? But it's just one of those things. Like me and one of my other friends were talking about this because he's in his mid-30s also, and he's in LA going through all this stuff, right? He's a musician, he's a DJ and whatnot, and he was like, dude, girls are going through the dating scene on easy mode, right? Because like a guy will take a girl that has, you know, blown out by 3 kids and like, you know, completely abused and whatever, right? Like they will find a guy that's willing to deal with that stuff because guys don't have standards.
Dude, I don't think that's true, man.
Dude, it is.
I don't.
I've seen it every day.
I don't think women have it easier. Here's the thing. Okay,
convince me otherwise, John.
There's a lot of people.
Here's the conversation.
There's a lot of people that believe in like a soulmate, right? Like you were put on the earth, and another person was put on the earth, and your soulmates, and you have to dig through the weeds to find your soulmate. It's like bullshit. Because if that's true, my soulmate's fucking dead, and like that's fucked up. You know what I mean? So I think that you can create a soulmate, but you create it by free will and exchange. It's not like there's just a soulmate out there for you. You find somebody, and if you can you can create a soulmate out of that. It's not like they were designed for. If they were, then we are in a simulation. You know what I mean? And I don't believe in that. I believe in
you don't believe in simulation theory?
No, I don't. I believe in free will.
Okay.
If there's simulation, there is no free will. I mean
hot take, everybody. Hot take here. Hot take here. John Laux is spitting hot stuff.
If it was a simulation, then you know they're playing me dirty, dude. It's like I need to be like my life needs to be way fucking cooler than it is.
Yeah, but like
you know what I mean? Like,
one of the things for simulation theory though is like everything's mathematical, right? Everything's geometrically shaped. Everything is like even leaves on trees and stuff. The way trees are designed is like mathematical, right? You know what fractal geometry is? That's like everything.
I know what you're saying, and I've like even
simulation.
Like the grain and wood and stuff, but something might have been designed or created, but that doesn't mean that you're like it's being simulated. That you can still have a free I don't know. Also, can we take breaks?
What do you want?
I gotta go to the bathroom, dude.
Really, dude?
Well, dude.
All
right, we'll keep going.
I mean, we're almost over.
All right, we're almost over, folks.
Yeah, we're almost over. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And same. Like my simulator has been messed up. Like I think there's some wires crossed or something.
So like I don't know if like we're a game of The Sims, and it's like pretty fucked game, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, everything's random, right? That's just the way the universe
Yeah,
works.
I believe that. Like a lot of people. I hate when people say everything happens for a reason. I think people say that to make themselves feel better.
Yeah.
It's like no. I don't think anything happens for a reason. I think
Mhm.
things happen because you have a free will and you're doing things and there's just like cause and effect. Like
Mhm.
there's like action and reaction and
Right.
it's just I think believing in like a future that's like created by like your choices is
Mhm.
way more exciting of a way to believe than to just believe like, oh, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. I'm also the same. Like after like last year and whatnot, um, that's kind of like the process that I had to work through. Is just like, yeah, things happen. I can really only control myself and the way I react to things. And um, if I choose a certain path, so like going to the gym, right? Like
Mhm.
I've been going to the gym for a little bit now, and um, I didn't really like it until I started seeing progress, right?
Mhm.
And then it's like I could stop, right? Or I could continue going to the gym and just hitting it. I could not make music today, right? But when people say the things you do create opportunity, and um what is that saying is like um it's like opportunity or preparation, man. um Practice is in preparation for opportunity, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
like what you do,
Well, and
it creates the opportunity, right?
see the fact that you're thinking about it so much and you are like it drives you nuts and you like you said like you know I can only control myself.
Yeah.
You can only control yourself,
Right.
or is your Sims guy controlling you? You know what I said? Like you said it yourself. Like I can only control myself. So like, are you you,
Mhm.
or are you something fake that's being controlled? So like that's the
Yeah.
or like that's where it's like. I mean, you even just said it. Like I can only control myself, and that, in my opinion, like dissolves.
Have you seen that
That
Rick and Morty episode where he's playing like a video game and he puts like the simulation helmet on his head and he like gets born and he goes through this entire life and then he dies and he wakes up like what the hell just
oh
happened?
yeah,
And he's just like Morty again, right?
right.
And I feel like maybe that might be happening.
Well, even if that is happening, like you're still controlling that. So like there's still an I and uh not a random figure that's being controlled by a different I. At somewhere along the line there's got to be something. Whether that
Right.
be a god, that's the whole thing about God, right? Like
Yeah.
there's got to be some like even if we are a simulation, then there's got at some point there's got to be like I am.
Right.
And that's why in the Bible it always says like that's why God was always I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, because even if we are a simulation, there is at some point, at some juncture, there is an I am. And I believe that we are like free spirits without, I don't think we're simulations. And even though we're like, we might be designed in this like world that's all mathematical or whatever, but that doesn't mean we haven't been given an independent soul.
So I read this book in high school that kind of messed me up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's about this guy who's like in a zoo enclosure or like cleaning up stuff, and he meets this gorilla that can like telepathically talk to him. And the gorilla's name is Ishmael, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the gorilla's just asking this guy's question and stuff, and he's like, "So what is existence?" Right? I'm a gorilla. This is what we believe. And
Yeah.
it's like, what? Like, because like he was taken from his, and put into an enclosure, and like
Right.
then everything was simulated for him. And he's like, well, what is existence then if it's not that?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then I read this book by Brian Greene called The Hidden Reality, and it's theoretical physics, right? And like that's a whole different realm of things that is just like, what is going on?
Yeah. Well, uh, I think what's funny about it is like if you are a simulation, just lay there and just give up and see if you like all of a sudden start like like somebody's gonna be like, all right, this guy's got to do something. Like I'm tired of his shit. Like I put him on auto mode and now he's just laying there. I know he's testing me, and even at that point, like that still proves there's free will. There's, in my opinion, there's way more ways to prove free will and it's not a simulation than there is to prove it's a simulation. Because like even if you just laid there and waited for somebody to like start moving you around, like even then, like that proves like okay, well you still had the ability to like fight the the system. You know what I
Right,
mean? So like it's just for me, and I hate it, dude. There's so many people. Everything happens for a reason, and they're almost like proud of it. I'm like,
right.
what?
I know my
That's the
mom told
worst.
me that stuff so much last year, and I was like, it doesn't.
I don't
Right?
like. I'm not talking shit because I know a lot of you out there like love. Like I had a good friend that like lived by that, and he loved to live by it. It made him feel all cozy inside. So whatever. If you feel that way, feel that way. But I think it's a bad way to live your life because then you're not trying. You're not like for me. It's like I know that like everything happens because like I'm making it happen
Right.
and I'm like jumping through hoops to try different things to see if
Mhm.
I can make it happen. And it's all, just strategy. And I think that's fun. I think it's fun to like live life like you create connections and art and passion and like like if you're not doing that and everything happens for a reason, your life would be boring as shit. Like what would
Right.
you have? Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
What would you have? You wouldn't have anything. It would be like, you'd just be on this equal playing field. It's like, no, I want to be like better than other people at certain crafts, and I want to root for people in their craft that and like make sure that they can be the best that they want to be. And if you don't have that, then like humanity is just boring. And I don't know. That's why I can't believe if I can't believe in a sin.
Speaking of free will, we've gotten to that point in our show where we do improv.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think of the characters, okay?
Okay.
Think of like who they are and give them like kind of a background, okay? And then I'll put them in a scene, okay?
Okay.
And go.
Okay. So you got this like little girl. She's probably like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 ish.
You're gonna be playing one of these people.
Okay, you're gonna be the girl.
Okay. I mean, if that's what you want, I guess.
Okay, so there's like this little girl, all right. She's an orphan.
An
And
orphan little girl.
dude,
Okay.
come on.
All
It's
right.
never been
I mean,
told.
we don't have to get like that much into her detail. Like, she watched her parents die in front of her. Okay. No, we gotta have an or. How old is this girl?
A 7-year-old orphan girl.
Oh, dude, I can't do a voice of a
That's
7-year-old girl. That's crazy.
okay. Two grown men. Okay, ditch the girl. Two grown men at the bar.
I give you the scene. You tell me the characters.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I had to give you the seat. Okay. All right. All right. A 70-year-old man
And
and crutches and like 19-year-old cocky asshole.
okay. And okay. And we are at the DMV.
God.
Yeah. So who do you want to be?
Probably the 70-year-old.
Okay, and I'll be the cocky bro. All right. And go. Move it along, old man. Okay, I don't know. Are you having a stroke? Is this what's
No, I'm
happening?
like trying to turn, like I'm in crutches, like
You don't have to. Dude, you're the character.
who do you think you're talking to?
I'm talking to an old bitch man that shouldn't be driving anyway. Okay.
I need some potatoes.
That's not here. Do you know where you're at right now? Bro, do you know where you're at right now?
Isn't this a Panera?
This is not a Panera.
Oh.
No. This is not a Panera. The Panera is actually a mile down the road. How'd you get here? Did somebody drop you off?
What
are you here for?
Do they have candy?
Not here. Not here.
Okay.
No, bro. Oh my God, bro. Why do I have to deal with this today?
I'm not. What's a bro?
Dude, I'm missing the game for this.
Good.
Okay. I was supposed to be doing rugby. And I got it.
You? When was this? When did this start?
This.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. How long have you been here?
At least 4 or 7.
Okay. All right. All right. This is going nowhere fast. Ma'am, can somebody help this? Can somebody help this guy? I can't. I can't.
Got licorice?
No, dude. Oh my dude. Okay. Okay. My God. What's your name? Let's start there. Do you know what day it is? Who's the president?
Barack O. Trump.
Okay. Oh man. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot worse than I thought. What are you here for? You're 90, dude. Licorice. You look like 110.
Oh God.
Okay. Why?
Oh God.
This is a DMV.
Oh, my toes.
Are you dying?
My toes, dude.
Why are you in crutches? What'd you do?
Oh God. Do they have the potatoes ready yet, dude?
You don't say dude. I say dude. You're
God.
70.
Yeah.
70-years-olds don't say dude.
Back in the 70s, we were duding it up, dude.
Okay. I can see that actually now.
Yeah.
Are you on something? Like, do you have your list of your medication? Should I call an ambulance? Did you get those crutches here? You don't even have a broken leg or anything. Like, why do you have crutches?
I just want some potatoes and licorice.
You can't usually buy those in the same place.
Yeah. That's not pretty good.
That's pretty good. I haven't seen.
I was like, I haven't played an old man I don't think I've ever played an old man. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Well, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good representation of an old man. So now that we got that out of the way, that was good. So do you have a definition of success?
Yeah, I don't know. I think success is just doing what you want to do. There's a lot of people that don't start. I think starting and follow through is success. What a lot of people are like, I need like the big house and the money and the business. Even those people are still fighting to like stay where they're at or to get higher on the ladder. I think success is just starting and following through.
Okay.
No matter where it leads, as long as like you're enjoying that, as long as you're having fun. Like if you're just like, oh, I guess I'll just get this 9 to 5 and maybe have like a fun weekend every once in a while and buy this like house and like live this life, but I really want to be a painter. It's like, well, yeah, like try to be the painter, but like do the like I work and I like put a ton of work into I've never like I don't have a day off, like if I do have a day off, I'm working on my other stuff. So I just think success is instead of like I hear so many people like, oh, I wish I could start that, or I need to do that, or maybe I should try this. It's like, and a lot of people are like, I'm kind of envious of you because you're doing it, and I'm like, well, yeah, just do it then. Like, you know what I mean? That's success to me. Success is like starting and following through, and wherever that leads, it doesn't matter. At least like that's success to me.
Okay.
I mean, even if it leads to the streets, like at least you put that effort in, and you put that effort in, and like nobody can take that away from you. I mean, even if first of all, it's not going to lead you to the streets, I can guarantee you. But like, just that's the worst, and yeah, it's like stop thinking about it, and it's going to be a slow process, and it's hard work. And I think that's what people don't understand is like we were talking about off camera, and it's probably not stuff we need to bring up on camera, but like there's like parts of it that are just and frustrating as hell,
Mm-hmm.
and that just like it just pisses you off, and but like you don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
You keep going, and that's success. If you give up and you don't fight for what you want and work hard for what you want, that's not success.
Okay, so my definition is much different than that. My definition is having a pinball machine in my house.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. That is definitely a good definition of success.
If I had 10 G's to just throw away on a pinball machine,
Oh yeah.
successful.
Hell, fucking yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. But okay, so when you're thinking about success and whatnot, do you have a metric for? Because I was listening to a different podcast, not Next to the Lamp, but I mean Next to the Lamp is one of the best podcasts you can listen to. But they were saying like the difference between happiness and joy, right? So, what is your definition of happiness?
Like I talked about earlier, I don't think that there just is happiness.
Mm,
I think that's what I was trying to talk about earlier is like calm. I guess like in life, like I want to be comfortable
mm,
in every emotion I have to sit through.
okay.
I want the anxiety to like be reduced through those emotions. I think like if you're always fighting for happiness, that's where anxiety comes from. But if like you realize like, yeah, these emotions were created equally and you have to sit through like that's my definition of getting through life like and like enjoying life thoroughly is like allowing yourself to understand what life is. And a lot of the times life isn't happiness.
Mm,
A lot of the times life is struggle and workflow and I mean like I work all the time. Like I don't have time to be like,
hmm
just Mr. fucking walking walking on clouds or whatever, dude. Like I'm like I get pissed and I get sad and I get frustrated and I used to have like a lot of anxiety when I would feel those emotions, but now I don't. Like now like I find joy in the fact that I've learned to like navigate through those emotions and that I understand that they exist.
mm,
So I guess that's my definition of joy is like knowing that I can make it through life a little bit easier than I had in the past.
okay. Do you dream when you sleep?
Sometimes I have some pretty crazy dreams.
Speaking of dreams, I text
Oh
you about a
yeah,
dream.
dude, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Don't
So
don't rely on me to remind you about
yeah,
anything.
evidently. Yeah. So what was the last dream that you remember? And I'll tell you about this dream.
I don't know the last dream I remember, but I can tell you that I have sleep paralysis. So like I actually like feel like my dreams.
Mm,
That shit's real and that shit's terrifying. I used to think like I used to like believe it was like demons because it would be fucking like I'd feel like somebody's choking me out or something. Then I found out it was like sleep paralysis. Scary as shit. I take care of it. But
hmm,
I guess like to talk about like what that dream was, it was like or those dreams were like the one in like the first one I had that was like incredibly terrifying where I was like, this is like real life
mm.
and not just a dream was like uh some sort of like demon looking creature. I know this is
Word,
weird.
word.
I know this is weird to hear, but like it's actually happened and it's sleep paralysis, I believe, but
Mm,
at the time I didn't know what it was. So like there's like demon creature like I like was awake, I couldn't move. This like demon looking creature like started choking me out with like my pillow and like grabbing my neck and stuff and like it felt real and I was
yeah.
like awake for it, but I couldn't
Yeah.
move. So like that was like the craziest
Okay.
dream or sleep paralysis situation I'd ever had. Yeah.
I have really vivid dreams every night,
Mm-hmm.
and I usually remember them. Right. And so I text you like 4 days ago, 5 days ago, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, because we talked that day,
Yeah.
right? And that night I had a dream that we were in Sinclair where I met you, right?
Right.
Shout out Sinclair, horrible place. But we were in Sinclair and like you were just doing hood rat shit with your friends
In the
and
dream.
in the dream, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know, did you do hood rat shit with your friends in
No.
Sinclair? Yeah. But yeah, in the dream, like you had a few friends, and I was like in this house, like talking to this person, and this person was like, "Hey, there's kids outside that are like they're like in my garage," and like we would go out there, and you had like a bulletproof vest on, but you were like a 12-year-old. Like
Oh
when I
hell
first met you, like
yeah,
you and
dog.
your friends were just like there, right? And you were on the other side of this truck, and this guy like he's like, I could see their feet, so he shot your feet, and you like fell on the ground, right? And then he just like shoots you in the face a few times. You and your friends both.
This is where my sleep paralysis comes from. He's dreaming of weird ass shit and is like floating through the air.
Then coming to you.
God
Yeah,
damn,
dude. I
dog.
was like, what the? Because like you've
Jeez.
never been that person, right? Like I never knew you to
Well,
commit a
I
crime.
have been a part of the CIA since I was 12, and nobody knew until now. Thanks for
Okay.
ruining that. So
Yeah.
they're gonna fire me.
Wow. My
God.
bad.
God.
Anyways, but yeah, so like, I was just like, man, like this is like John, like what are you doing? Like this is crazy. Like I never knew you were just like a person that would do that, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, for some reason I wasn't like that freaked out about it in my dream. I was just like, this shit happens, right? Like I just watched one of my friends die in front of me, like not a big deal. And then like
That's a huge deal.
it's a huge
There's
deal.
definitely not gonna be any happiness or joy going on there, dude.
I know, dude. It's weird, man. It's really weird. I don't even know why I dreamt that because like I've been watching Bob's Burgers lately,
I
so
thought
it's
you were
like
gonna say Bob Hope. I was like,
no
God damn.
Bob's Burgers lately, so it's not like I've even been watching violent stuff. Um,
All right, and now
but
I'm
I
gonna
did watch.
leave. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
I did watch Bring Her Back recently
I don't
though.
know what that is.
It's like
Sounds
it's
wild.
kind of like a horror movie,
Uh,
but it's like more so like suspense, like
oh,
thriller.
okay.
Um,
Those are fun.
Dude, there was a part
You
in that
gotta watch.
movie, like it was crazy.
You gotta watch that stuff with somebody. I think like horror movies and stuff like that are fun, but like I cannot watch them by myself. Not because like I'm afraid.
No.
It's just like I think they're more fun. Like you like if you actually do get like a little like uncomfortable, you can like break that uncomfort with like making a joke with like your buddy or your girl.
I watched it with a girl, so like
Oh,
yeah, and we were the only two in the
whatever.
theaters, so
Oh,
it's okay. Yeah.
God. We all know that movie was. You probably watched like 3 minutes of that.
Dude, we watched the whole thing
Okay.
except for this one part, and yeah, that part was pretty crazy. She didn't watch it. I watched it. She didn't watch it, but I watched it. But yeah, it was a crazy movie. But yeah, man, that I want to thank you for your time and your energy, buddy. This has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I've tried to get you on the podcast so many times.
No, not that many times.
A lot of times.
I've been busy. I work.
Oh, I work. Whatever,
Hard.
dude. Whatever, dude.
My
We're
album.
supposed to be homies. Yeah. We'll plug that when the time comes, okay? Because it's been a long time coming on that front too.
Oh,
Because
God.
you didn't use a reputable studio.
Oh, not get into that. Holy.
Tell the people where they can find you again.
JOHN space LAUX. I think I said Damn Sunshine earlier, but On the Edge I think is my top song right now. It's my newest song. And yeah, you can find me anywhere: Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Deezer. Some places I don't even probably know, really.
Right.
I mean, they put it everywhere. It's the same shit. If you've ever heard an artist talk,
Yeah.
they say this. I'm sick of saying that.
Man.
Like if you hear an artist plug in something, you can find them all pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyway, like unless they're like strictly Apple or something like Taylor Swift used to be at one point or something like that. Like unless it's like something stupid like that. Yeah, if you're listening to an artist talk or like plugging themselves, typically you can find them everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never know how to answer that. Like it's so like it's maybe to them it's not tedious, but to me it's like God, how many times do I have to say this? That's the one time I feel like I'm in a simulation. It's like, oh my God. But yeah, you can find me anywhere.
Awesome. Well, wave to the camera. Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening. You guys are the real ones. I appreciate you. Mwah.